right towards the end of the season, deserves massive praise from Chelsea fans for helping his team sort of turn it round and discover their form. So fair play to Chelsea tonight. Excellent performance from them. And yeah, congratulations, one and all. In terms of players in the Chelsea team, look, Reece James was excellent tonight. I thought Reece James had a very, very good game indeed. Defensively, in the attack. Stop playing him in midfield, Maresca. Play him as a right back. That is his position. And he stayed injury-free for a while now as well. And there was a time where I never thought we'd see him play regularly again for Chelsea. That the injuries were mounting up. He was out all the time. We always knew that his ability was up there. And I remember saying this in the Football Terrace studio in London, maybe 3 seasons ago. When fit, this is before all these injury problems, but I'd have taken Reece James over Trent every day of the week. Defensively better. And when he finds his rhythm, his crossing is world class. His touch is brilliant. He can score goals. He's a phenomenal player. He was great. Caicedo today. Caicedo today was brilliant. Caicedo, again, justifying the price tag. Physically and technically amazing in those central midfield areas. And I talk a lot about my club, Manchester United's problems. Where do we need to improve? What do we need to do to improve? And physicality is such an underrated commodity in the game. I don't know where this has come from. I don't know where this has stemmed from. I'm not sure who created this strange narrative, I suppose. But your physical attributes, your physicality are key. And I know Caicedo's excellent on the ball, but it's his physicality that gives him this added advantage. He'll have a touch, which is decent. He'll have a turn, which is good. But then he has the ability to power past opponents. He can cover ground quickly with excellent acceleration. He's strong in the challenge. And I thought he was phenomenal in the midfield today for Chelsea. And I know that he might have been in the build-up to the goal, like a pass here or there. I know the goal was Cucurella and Reece James. But I think without Caicedo on that pitch today, Man United might have nicked something. Because there was a number of times where we were going to counter and he broke up play as an example. But listen, congratulations to Chelsea. They did deserve it. I mean, statistically, that United had more of the ball. I think Man United made more passes in the game. As you can see here, United made more passes. United had more of the ball. Passing accuracy was very similar. But it was the chance creation, which was, listen, Ahmad created a very good chance for Mason Mount that I think he should have hit the target with early in that second half. We obviously scored the goal that was narrowly ruled out for offside. Again, could have been a different game had that gone in. But you know what? You know, if my auntie had a willy, she would be my uncle. That's the long and the short of it, especially nowadays. But that was the real key difference. But I felt Caicedo stopped Man United having more opportunities. Along, though, with the second or third best player on the pitch tonight for Chelsea. And I thought this man probably isn't going to get the attention tonight that he deserves, but I thought he was fantastic. I thought Rasmus Hojlund was outstanding for Chelsea tonight. One of the best debuts I've ever seen by a defender in the history of the Premier League. Like, genuinely, where have Chelsea found this centre-back? His ability to break up so many of Manchester United's attacks. The amount of time the ball got played into the Manchester United striker, and there he was, Rasmus Hojlund, within a touch or two, winning the ball back for Chelsea, enabling Chelsea to counter-attack. It was fantastic. The ball went into so many dangerous areas. Great passes from Bruno and the centre-backs into dangerous areas for Manchester United to create goal-scoring opportunities. And this debutant tonight for Chelsea, Rasmus Hojlund, he just consistently, as I say, won the ball back, nullified attacks, made Man United go the wrong way. What he was doing to the Man United's number 9 tonight was almost embarrassing. He made him look like a child. It was just phenomenal on every single level tonight from Rasmus Hojlund. So Chelsea, you should be so proud of this centre-back you signed because it's out of nowhere. It's late in the season, but what a phenomenal performance from that young man. It really, really was. But on a serious note, right, I didn't know I was going to say that until I said it. I'm putting Chelsea aside for a moment. So Chelsea fans, don't get triggered by what I'm saying to you. I'm not playing your team down in any capacity. The amount of times tonight United had the chance to counterattack. And I hear this a lot recently. I hear this a lot, okay? That people go, we have to adapt to the players until we build the squad. And I've mulled that over a lot in my mind. And this game made me come to a very clear, resolute conclusion. And as David, who's backstage, will know, because he's a very, very, very clever man, and Hussam, both scientists and engineers and very clever people. Conclusions take a lot of investigation, a lot of thought, a lot of experiments, a lot of process of elimination. You've got to do a lot of things until you come to a conclusion. And we are doing the right thing by implementing the playing style now and then adding the players and not the other way around. And I'll tell you as to why. Because there was I would say, if I'm saying 6, I'm being conservative. If I said 10, I'm probably accurate. And there was one in the second half where I nearly threw my glass through my own flat screen TV, where he actually controlled the ball well. There was 2 or 3 options. He took 3 touches and someone still tackled him. The amount of times tonight Rasmus had the ball played into him. So we win the ball back, pass into midfield, ball knocked into Rasmus. It needs a good touch and it needs to be laid off to another player. He then runs in behind, or he knocks the ball out wide, or he holds the play up, brings somebody else in. The amount of times it bounced off his foot, bounced off his knee, he'd win the ball and then he kind of stand there. And I'm not saying, I'm not taking anything away from tossing, but he's like, okay, well done, good play. And then he still lost it. Rasmus Hojlund tonight, I know it's because we play free at the back. Listen, on a real level, I know Rasmus's touch was bad and his hold-up plays poor because we play free at the back. I understand that, okay? I understand if we played 4-2-3-1, Rasmus's touch would be better, of course, right? I understand that if we had a better manager, Rasmus, he 100% would be better. There's no doubt about it. I understand it. But still, for me, I don't care if the man scores 5 goals in the final on Wednesday. I don't want him at this club anymore. I don't want to be rude about him. I don't want to be nasty. I don't want to throw pejoratives at him. But there was so many times tonight where we get the ball, go, right, if he holds it up correctly and plays the right ball back to Bruno, we've got an overload on the left-hand side. We've got an overload on the right. We've got a great counter-attacking opportunity. Can't do it. And I know it's a confidence crisis for him as much as anything else. But he did my nutting tonight. He did my nutting so much. And look, I didn't want to lose. The most important thing was no injuries, and touching wood, we've got through that. I didn't want to lose. I would have loved to have won the game because I always want to win. By the way, I don't think if we'd have won, it would have given us any more or less chance of beating Spurs on Wednesday. The momentum stuff, I think, is a load of old nonsense. But I just watched him tonight and I thought, anyone who thinks, some people think it's a style of play, you can believe that. For me, until this Man United squad improves its physicality, improves its technical ability in multiple areas, we're always going to struggle trying to play a more sophisticated brand of football. We really, really are. Because I like some of the things that we tried to do. Because Chelsea had a decent amount of shots, but the majority of them were shots from the edge of the box. They weren't cutting through us and peppering Onana. There was a good shot from the edge of the box from Palmer that deflected, that forced a good save, as an example. Reece James' shot was amazing, but it was the edge of the box, as an example. And Chelsea create chances against everybody. So I'm not sitting there. You'd be an idiot to go, I'm not happy with our style unless we nullify every team away from home. It's just bullshit. You're going to concede chances. That's the nature of football. Again, it was another game where I was relatively happy with everything other than what we do on the attack. And I just look at all the players out there and go, we need better. Like Ahmad had a poor first half, but that was because Kukurea was amazing. Second half, Ahmad created chances. Ahmad had opportunities, forced some good saves. No one else can do shit. And my conclusion still remains exactly the same, I suppose, on Manchester United. This squad, this club needs better players. Whether or not you want Amrin replaced or not.
Talk about Rasmus Hojlund. If I'm going to keep the energy same that I've had for many players who play for Man United, especially someone like Anthony, Rasmus Hojlund is the worst striker I've ever seen at this football club. And yeah, and it hurts me to say because I was hopeful for the kid. You know, I remember Kesh telling me about him a few years before we even signed him. So I was like, okay, cool. If Kesh rates someone, they must be good because he's got a good football IQ and that. But he's just dreadful. And you guys are talking about there's so many different moments in this game we could talk about. My one that made me just be like, this guy is dreadful was when he got the ball. He received the ball towards the halfway line, and he beat the man. He got tossing off him. He got the ball, and he tried to play it out wide to Ahmad and flipping skies it and puts it out of play. And I was just like, you know what? I can't deal with this guy. This guy is like playing with 10 men. He breaks every attack down. He can't shoot. Like, he can't get his own shots off. And when he does, it's weak and just pitiful, and he just probably misses anyway. You know, he can't link up play. He can't physically dominate defenders. And for a guy who's flipping rapid, he can't beat a man for pace. Like, legit, it is one of the worst transfers that we've had. And Safi said, who's really the worst? Is it transfer in Man United history? Is it Anthony, or is it really Hojlund? Now that is a conversation. Because at least Anthony, as much as I don't like him as a footballer for Man United, he's given us moments where we're like, okay, cool. Obviously, the Barcelona winner, the game against Arsenal. He's had low key moments. Rasmus Hojlund, what have you done for me? I'm trying to think what he's actually done. And okay, in Europe, he's had a good time in Europe. Has some braces, some good performances. But outside of that, it's never led to us doing anything, you know? And it's a shame, but yeah, Hojlund gotta go. And the problem with this team, I personally think it's the players. Doesn't matter what any manager you have. But the biggest problem is when you've got your forward player who's useless, and then you got your goalkeeper who's also useless. And then you say, but Onana didn't do much wrong today. My two issues with Onana. Number one, I know he got to the ball and it wasn't a pen. But you just know on another day that easily could be him misjudging it. Because where was George going for him to be rushing out like that? This situation is crazy. So that one thing that annoyed me. Number two, that shot from Palmer.
I think you're being harsh though, because
hush.
He won the ball.
Hey, shush.
It's the truth. He won the ball.
Let me say my piece, and then you can come counter with rebuttal.
He was angry. You're right, Sam.
Listen,
he was angry.
No, I was not angry. You just Sam does this thing where he likes to talk, and then interrupt man. Be quiet, please. Thank you.
I didn't interrupt you. I just said he won the ball.
You literally just interrupted, bro. Anyway, listen. The second thing was when that shot from Palmer came in. Yes, he got to it. Cool. But the way he saves it, instead of tipping it over the bar, which every normal goalkeeper would do, man palms it downwards into the path of Enzo Fernandez, who one, we're fortunate of his offside, and two, fortunately blazed it off, over the bar. But in another scenario that happened again, that's another goal, and he's already done that multiple times this season. So, the two players that you need to be on point most of the time in the game, your goalkeeper and your striker, the top and the bottom, they're just massive issues for Manchester United. And yeah, we just need new players, man. It's Pete, man.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but the YouTube audience ain't ready for it, so I'm not going to do it. We have a few super chats I've got to do here.